that together we have managed to push down the curve of the infection across all of the health indicators. That means that fewer people are catching COVID-19 and fewer patients are needing to be hospitalised or require intensive care support, so more lives are being saved. The R rate is steadily below 1 for cases, probably between 0.75 and 0.85. For hospital admissions, about between 0.7 and 0.9, and around 1 for ICU occupancy. This is a significant achievement and reflects the many big and small sacrifices made by you, your family and friends every day. You have persevered and persisted, and that is paying off. It is right that we should all take a moment to reflect on this, because our freedoms have been curtailed for a considerable period, and it is essential that we provide encouragement to people and indeed gratitude for their efforts. Today's number of positive cases is 253. The number of COVID hospital inpatients today is down to 518 from 746 just a week ago. And the numbers being treated in ICU departments falling below 60 today is another gradual but positive step forward. The weeks ahead will continue to be difficult, but we are right to remain hopeful and have the expectation of better days ahead. Our numbers show that we can disrupt the path of this virus, but of course it is still with us. And today in the Executive we discussed the continued deployment of effective strategies to combat COVID-19. The Health Minister updated us on the targeted expansion plan for asymptomatic testing as part of the UK-wide programme, and this will include testing at a community level with a particular focus on council areas with stubbornly high numbers of cases, which will help us to understand, identify and to address any localised issues. It's also intended that the testing rollout will include our emergency services, TransLink, our national critical infrastructure services, food supply and other industries. I very much welcome this development, which together with the continued success of the vaccination programme gives us new and more effective ways to combat the virus. Again, this is a benefit of being part of the UK mission to protect lives, which is world class. Almost all care homes have now had a second visit, reflected in the decreased number of outbreaks in so 381,894 doses have now been delivered in total to 353,757 individuals. By the weekend, 1/4 of all adults in Northern Ireland will have had a dose of the vaccine, and that's excellent progress and a significant milestone. The next large group to be vaccinated is expected to be the clinically vulnerable, and the Department of Health is considering how this large cohort should be prioritised. So many families now have the reassurance that their loved ones are now the reassurance that their loved ones are no longer so vulnerable to the virus. And I know that when my mother was vaccinated some time ago now, we were very grateful for the protection that this provided and the greater peace of mind that it brought to us all. So this is where we as an executive are focusing our efforts with some success, but we also need every person to play their part to the full with us. So it's now time to push on, to use the advantage that we have, to push infection rates down as far as we can. And of course next week is a key decision point for us. When we review the regulations on February the 18th, we need to see the numbers as low as possible so that we can safely plan for gradually emerging from the lockdown. We all want to see an end of the restrictions, but we must approach that with care so we don't lose the gains that we have made, because over this last few weeks our clear message has been about saving lives and easing the pressure on our healthcare system. But the current figures give us confidence that we can plan for the period ahead and to gradually restore a degree of normality to lives and livelihoods, because we've always said we'll not keep the restrictions in place for a moment longer than they need to be there. So we're asking people to stay with us and to stay safe. Conor.
Thank you, Arlene. And